Hey everyone. Welcome back to the Paradise Lost and Found channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been buzzing in the news lately. UFOs, UAPs, and drones. From the skies of New Jersey to military bases in America and across the pond in England. Strange sightings are popping up everywhere. But what's really going on here? Could it be foreign espionage, government cover-ups, or maybe, just maybe, something from out of this world? We'll break it all down, so buckle up and stay with me until the end, because we've got a lot to unpack. Let's kick things off with some strange sightings from the Garden State, New Jersey. For the past few weeks, residents have been reporting sightings of unidentified flying objects lighting up the night sky. I'm talking about bright lights darting across the heavens in patterns that, well, don't exactly scream ordinary airplane. In fact, some witnesses describe seeing crafts hovering silently before zipping off at insane speeds. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Or is it just high-tech drones on a joyride? So, what's going on? Local news outlets have been flooded with calls from residents eager to share their experiences. One witness in particular was pretty vocal about it. "I've never seen anything like it. It was bright and moved in ways I can't explain." Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not buying just a drone after hearing that. But who knows? Maybe it's just some tech company testing new, super fast gadgets in the dead of night. The question is, could these be drones? Or are we dealing with something a little more mysterious? All right, let's take things up a notch and shift gears to something a little more official. U.S. military bases. If you thought New Jersey was wild, wait until you hear about what's been happening at some of the U.S. military's most sensitive locations. Recently, there's been an uptick in reports of UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, hovering near military bases. The Pentagon has actually acknowledged these sightings, so you know it's serious. These reports have left a lot of people wondering, are these sightings linked to advanced foreign technology? Or is there something more to these unidentified objects than we're being told? The Pentagon recently made a statement saying, "We take these sightings seriously and are investigating all reports." Now, that's the kind of statement that gets the conspiracy wheels turning, right? Is there something the military knows that they're not sharing with the public? Could these UAPs be the result of foreign nations like China or Russia testing out their own mysterious technology near critical military sites? Now, let's cross the Atlantic and check in on some of the bizarre happenings over in England. If you thought things were strange in New Jersey and across U.S. military bases, you haven't heard about the recent drone incursions over RAF bases in East Anglia. You see, between November 20th and November 22nd, a series of unidentified drones were spotted over several RAF bases, including RAF Lakenheath, RAF Mildenhall, and RAF Feltwell. Now, these bases are used by the U.S. Air Force, and you know what that means. Things just got a whole lot more interesting. So, what's going on? Are we looking at an elaborate international spying operation? Or is there something a little more mysterious at play? Nick Pope, a former UFO desk official for the UK Ministry of Defence, has weighed in on the situation, and he's not ruling anything out. According to Pope, these drone sightings might be linked to Russia or China, both of whom are known to be watching nuclear weapon activity closely. Pope said, "I don't rule out the activity being connected with nuclear weapons." And here's where it gets even spicier. Reports suggest that the U.S. Air Force has been preparing to deploy nuclear weapons to RAF Lakenheath. So these drones might be trying to gather intelligence on the U.S. military's nuclear capabilities. Now, before we go full X-Files mode, Pope also threw a bit of cold water on the whole spy drone theory, saying that foreign adversaries could be using third parties, like local drone hobbyists or even anti-nuclear activists, to do their dirty work. Adversaries might use drones to gather data, but they'd be unlikely to risk an intelligence officer on something like this, Pope explained. So, in other words, maybe it's just some guy from your neighborhood who loves flying his drone a little too close to sensitive military bases. But hey, who knows? Maybe there's something more sinister happening behind the scenes. Now, let's not forget that strange phenomena near U.S. military bases isn't exactly a new thing. One of the most infamous cases happened way back in 1980 in Rendlesham Forest, Suffolk. U.S. airmen spotted strange crafts flying near RAF Bentwaters, and some of them even claimed to see beams of light shooting down into the weapons storage area. Talk about a close encounter with nuclear weapons. And here's the kicker. Pope calls this incident the perfect storm of a UFO case. Why? Because it's not just some wild story with zero evidence. We're talking about multiple witnesses, radar readings, physical evidence, like burn marks and radioactivity. The proof is in the pudding. It's the perfect storm of a UFO case. Physical evidence in terms of radar, radioactivity, and burn marks, Pope said. And the best part? We've got official documents on this case, some of which are now declassified and available for the public to see. I mean, that's about as close to proof as we're going to get, folks. Let's talk about the bigger picture here. Why are UFOs so obsessed with nuclear weapons? Well, this isn't the first time UFOs have been seen hovering over U.S. military bases that house the world's deadliest weapons. For example, at Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, airmen witnessed a UFO hovering above their nuclear missile silos in 1966. And get this, right as the UFO showed up, the warheads activated before deactivating once the UFO disappeared. This has led some to speculate that UFOs might be interested in the power of nuclear weapons, or even trying to mess with them. Luis Elizondo once said, "There is a strong correlation between UFO sightings and nuclear weapons." So, are UFOs interested in our nukes to shut them down? Or are they just curious about what we're doing with these weapons of mass destruction? The mystery continues, and it's only getting stranger. Before we dive too deep into conspiracy territory, let's not forget about the more boring possibilities. Could these mysterious objects in the sky just be commercial drones or some misidentified stars? After all, UFO expert Nick Pope reminds us that some UFO sightings are actually just people getting carried away. He even said, Sirius is often confused by the public with a UFO. So maybe all these UFO reports are just a big misunderstanding, and we're all getting worked up over a drone hobbyist's late-night escapades. And of course, the UK Ministry of Defence isn't giving us much to go on. They've issued a statement saying, "We take threats seriously and maintain robust measures at defense sites." But they won't give us any details on how they're dealing with these drone incursions. It's like the government's playing it cool, saying, "Don't worry, we've got this handled." Classic, right? So, what's the real deal here? Are these UFOs from aliens? Or are they foreign government drones gathering intel? Or are hobbyists simply stinking up the night skies, trying to get everyone excited? Are we dealing with something planetary or a little more out of this world? Subscribe to our channel and stick around as we continue to dig into the mystery. We will be working to see if we can crack the code of these strange sightings. Cheers!